Hey, folks, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas, and we're fired up for a very busy Thursday night. Opportunities abound on the wagering board, oddsworthbetting.com. They've got you hooked up, featured pick of the day. I love the stuff that's on the periphery. Great golf event this weekend. Had Andy Sullivan, won the event in South Africa last week, suffered heartbreak at 40-1 with Patrick Reed, had the lead at the Honda Classic late and let it get away. But we've got the WGC event at Doral, the Blue Monster in Miami. Best players in the world. The Europeans are going to be here. Rory McIlroy looking to bounce back. You got Jordan Spieth. You've got Patrick Reed as the defending champ. Should be a great golf tournament this weekend. Again, this Florida swing counting down to the Masters in April as we get the first major going in golf. But a lot of great opportunities with golf matchups on the board for you as well. In NASCAR, the boys are right down the street. They're going to be out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, that mile-and-a-half track. Matt Kenseth, always a guy you got to look at, runs very well here. I think Carl Edwards could maybe take a little step forward, but Jeff Gordon's won here in the past. Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt, Brad Keselowski. Going to be an interesting week with the NASCAR gang in town. Downtown will be absolutely jumping. We'll be jumping on the wagering board Thursday night. Feature pick of the day. Oddsworthbetting.com available below this video. And just two games Thursday night in the NBA. Oklahoma City is at Chicago, all beat up. Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler hurt. Oklahoma City climbing the ladder in the West. And a good one in the West with Dallas and Portland. So two interesting basketball games in the NBA on Thursday night. Now, conference tournaments starting to roll along right now in college basketball. Love the smaller tier tournaments. The Metro Atlantic, one of my favorite events, gets underway with Siena and Niagara. Fairfield against St. Peter's. That will be contested in Albany. Then we still have some big conference games wrapping up the regular season. Cal is at Arizona. Arizona number 5 in the country. That Gonzaga loss, it makes things really interesting with Wisconsin and Minnesota. You got Arizona, Wisconsin trying to get a number 1 seed. So these teams are really going to put the pedal to the metal here in the closing jumps. Utah's at Washington State. Arkansas at South Carolina on Thursday night. A10, VCU's at Davidson. You got Memphis at UConn, and in the Pac-12, Stanford and Arizona State. So some good college basketball for us on a Thursday night. In the National Hockey League, again, trade deadlines behind us, teams making the push to get in the playoffs. Calgary suffers a devastating loss. Defenseman Giordano's hurt. Will that knock them out of playoff contention? They're fighting with the Bruins on Thursday night, who are trying to hold off Florida and get into the playoffs in that 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. St. Louis, this is a team could make some noise in the postseason. They're at Philadelphia. Minnesota makes a big trade deadline deal. They get power forward Chris Stewart. Minnesota asleep at the switch to start the season. Dubnyk comes over, the goaltender. All of a sudden, they're playing good hockey. Minnesota was my sleeper pick before the season started, finally playing up to expectations. Toronto, absolute mess. They're at Tampa Bay. Dallas is at Florida. Florida, the game means everything to both of these teams fighting to get in the playoffs. Islanders at Nashville. That's a marquee matchup Thursday night. Vancouver's at Arizona. Arizona's running for the bus, but Vancouver does not have Ryan Miller between the pipes, and a great game with Montreal and L.A. For you on a Thursday night. Great hockey action. Great opportunities on the wagering board. Check it out. Oddsworthbetting.com. Featured pick of the day is available to you right below this video. What a great time of year. March is here, and college basketball, let's get to it. Conference tournaments, the NCAA tournaments, not far behind.